is active transport, which is divided into primary and secondary active transport. As you all know, active means against the concentration gradient, so that the transport is going to be against the concentration gradient. Obviously you require energy that in the form of ATP, that is called active transport. Today I am going to discuss difference between primary and secondary active transport. For that I will just make a simple diagram in the form of a table. This is sodium potassium ATPase. Yes, sodium potassium ATPase means, it is also called a sodium potassium pump, which is an example of primary active transport. Now the difference between primary and secondary is, primary directly requires energy, that's what ATP is present by itself. And why this is called as active is, it is against the concentration gradient. This 3 sodium is going out from inside the cell to outside the cell, and 2 potassium is coming to inside the cell. We all know that sodium is present more outside the ECF, but still the sodium is coming from inside to outside. It is coming to out against the concentration gradient. Same, we all know that potassium is present more inside the cell, but still potassium is coming inside the cell. Or otherwise, where it is present more, there it is coming more. That is against the concentration gradient. Against the concentration gradient. Against the concentration gradient. That's why it is called as primary active transport. Why it is called as primary active transport? The ATP is present within the sodium potassium ATP pump. This is called as pump. Sodium potassium pump. Pump pushing against the concentration. Sodium potassium pump. Sodium going out against the concentration gradient, potassium coming in, and this is also called 3:2. 3 sodium going out, 2 potassium coming in, 3:2 ratio. This is the concept of primary active transport. Now coming to secondary active transport. Now just draw the sodium, glucose. Sodium glucose co-transport. Both are coming in the same direction. This is called as sodium glucose co-transport. Example of secondary active transport. Sodium glucose co-transport. Why it is called as co-transport? Co-transport means both in the same direction. Sodium also coming inside, glucose also coming inside. That you have to understand why it is called as co-transport. Both in the same direction, towards inside the cell. They are sodium potassium. Now why it is called as secondary active transport? Obviously this is secondary active transport. Now the question arises, whether it requires energy. Yes, because it is active transport, it requires energy, hence it is called as active transport. Why it is called as secondary active transport? So next important concept, secondary, this does not directly require energy, this requires energy from this. Now I will make the concept clear. Now because of this sodium, 3 sodium going out, what happens? There is a decrease in sodium. The sodium, today's class, this is a very important concept. Because of the sodium potassium ATPase, 3 sodium is going out, so 1 sodium is reduced. 1 positivity is reduced. Make it simple. As the sodium is going out, there is a decrease in sodium inside. Understand? To compensate this decrease in sodium, what happens? Sodium is coming inside. Are you able to understand? As the sodium is coming inside, sodium, glucose, whenever sodium comes, glucose also has to come along with it, because it is a co-transporter. So transport of glucose caused by secondary active transport. So the example of secondary active transport is glucose transport along with sodium. Why it is secondary active transport? The sodium is coming in because of glucose. Why there is decreased sodium? Because the sodium is going out. Why sodium is going out? Because of ATP. This ATP is required indirectly for this. That's why this is called as secondary active transport. I will tell the example. Imagine that this ATPase is blocked, or there is no ATP. So will this action occur? 3 sodium moving out? No, it will not occur. So this is also blocked. Whether there will be a decrease in sodium? No. So this is also blocked. Whether the sodium will come in? No, this is also blocked. The sodium is not coming. So if sodium is not coming, glucose also will not come. This ATP is required for sodium, glucose to come inside. That is why this is called as secondary active transport. The energy is not present here, but it is present here. That is why this is called as secondary active transport, which is also called as co-transport. Sodium and glucose in the same direction. The sodium glucose co-transport present in intestinal epithelial cells as well as proximal convoluted tubule of kidney. Same counter transport is also occurs where counter, as the name suggests, it acts in opposite direction. For example, sodium H plus. Sodium will be coming inside the cell and H plus will be going outside the cell. This is called as counter transport. One is coming in, other is going out. Sodium H plus counter transport. Again, this is an example of secondary active transport. Why sodium is coming in? Because there is decreased sodium. Why there is decreased sodium? Because sodium is going out. Why sodium is going out? Because of sodium potassium ATPase. So the ATP is not directly utilized, but ATP is utilized from the sodium potassium ATP. This is sodium potassium ATPase pump, so is primary active transport. There is sodium glucose co-transporter or sodium H plus counter transporter is example of secondary active transport. I want you to understand this concept, the difference between primary and secondary active transport. Thank you.